Hello, hello, it's Laria again, bringing you this week's episode of the Parent Trap Podcast. Invite all your friends, your neighbors, everybody you know that's a parent, invite them to listen to this podcast. We exist to give you culturally relevant parenting advice. And don't forget to add us on all social media platforms at the Parent Trap Pod. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you enjoy today's show. All right, so let's get into this week's episode. We are going to talk about creating organization. So I just feel like we as parents, we can get on autopilot and things can get chaotic real quick. And I'm going to just start with explaining where I am right now. You know, this year my son started high school. Athletic schedules are very different and very busy. There's a higher demand on him in that field. And you know, sometimes when you have a teenager, you think that, oh, they're a little older, they're going to help out more around the house, but they really have more responsibilities to maintain their own life. He has more responsibility to get himself up, to remember his school schedule, to get his homework. Parent communication is not the same in the schools. And athletics is, high school athletics is that's a full-time job in itself. So, yeah, I have this expectation that he'll be able to help cook more and clean up more. But that expectation was not reality because he's home a lot less. And when he is home, do I really want to have him cleaning up or doing chores and things like that, or give him time to relax and unwind because he's taking on more responsibility outside of school? So I wanted to come to you guys and just give y'all some advice from where I'm at. So with all those changes going on in his personal life, there are also a lot of changes in society. We were in a whole pandemic. Everything was online. Things are opening back up. Responsibilities are piling back up. And Christmas break set us back. You know, we were relaxing, we were chilling, and productivity was low. And of course, you got that, I don't want to call it seasonal depression because I don't be depressed seasonally, but you have that winter season to where you're in the house more and your cleaning schedule may have worked before. Yeah, we could have did a full house sweep and mop once or twice a week, but now I feel like we need it every day because we're here so much. So yesterday I wanted to relax. It was MLK Day. We had the day off. And I wanted to relax. And I could not relax because there was so much to do around the house. And I'm like, how did I get here? How did we get here to where the clothes are not folded, the sink is piled up, there's all these half-done activities, all these half-done projects? Where did I go wrong? Where did I drop the ball? And it's not that I dropped the ball. I soon realized that. It wasn't that I dropped the ball. It's that the world took a shift. Newness started to come. Wrestling season started. Other things got put on my plate as far as work. And like I said, we're in the house more. We're not outside. We're not on the porch. We're not taking walks. We're in the house more. So things are accumulating more. And I want to say to all you parents, you have to shift with the season. At the beginning of the year, you may have set an organizational plan. You may have even set a full food schedule, a grocery shopping schedule, a time to run errands. You could have set a firm calendar and guideline, but guess what? It's a new season. We got to shift again. We have to shift again. We got to plan again. That plan was to sustain you for the fall and maybe part of the winter, but we're shifting into a new season. So this morning my son was super tired going to school and he got exams today, and I wanted to encourage him this morning and set some expectations, but I felt like I just overwhelmed him, and I was like, God, what is this? Like, I got to find balance between motivating him and encouraging him and draining him with expectations. And I really just felt his burden. We have prayer and devotion on our way to school every day. And like after I said what I said, I felt his burden. And I'm like, I didn't want to send him in school and burden him. But I also needed to get across some things that were changing. And so after I dropped him off, I sat and I reflected. And I'm like, okay, what is my, y'all know I'm big, and you know when the book come out, try to talk about it on what is God saying to do as a parent. And I had to sit back and sit before God, like, what do we need to put in place for us to function in this season? And what he told me was I needed to switch my routine. And I may have to even switch it again because of the type of things that are going to be added within the next month. And when I say switch my routine, I mean how I manage the household. Yeah, before, like I said before, because we weren't here as much, or because it was summer and a lot of time was spent outside, it was okay for me to say, oh, we're going to sweep these days and mop these days, or cook this night, or eat leftovers. That was okay. But he's in the middle of wrestling season. There's no more cooking something the last 2 days. We got to eat healthier meals that are fresh. So yes, Laria, you got to cook every day. Because if he's not eating right, he doesn't have the proper energy. If he doesn't have the proper energy, he's not going to perform well in wrestling. He's not going to perform well in school. His sleep patterns are going to be off. His moods are going to be off. So I have to suck it up and be super mom and literally cook every day and plan fresh meals. And that's just one area. There are other areas where God gave me direction, even as far as routine. He's like, you're going to have to get into bed early. I know you like to stay up and talk and text and maybe read a book. Or no, you have to find another time to do those things because your house needs to shut down at an earlier time, because this waking up at 6:30, getting out the house by 7, it's not working. You need to wake up sooner, plan a hearty breakfast, set time to give him room to wake up and just have a moment to himself before darting out the house. And in order for us not to be drained in our morning, we need to go to bed earlier. Then he also told me I needed a workout routine. And it was like, yeah, a lot of the stuff I was feeling uneasy about was about my son, but a lot of the direction God gave me was about me. What are you doing as a parent to maintain, to support, to develop, to cultivate him during this time? And yes, he typically cooks. He's at the age where he cooks for himself, but it's wrestling season right now. He needs to focus on that. He needs to focus on getting in his new, I guess I'll say, algorithm, getting in his new algorithm of managing high school and athletics. So some of the parents and stuff that I may have handed off to him, oh, you cook this night or you do these chores, I have to pick him back up because he's in a season of redevelopment, and he's not just developing his groove as a child, he's developing into his transition as an adult. So although I wanted high school to be, I have this super independent child, I have this child that I have that's low maintenance, and I don't have to parent as much, that was a false expectation I set. The reality is I have to get back hands-on. Yeah, that 9 through 13 was good. He was doing so much on his own. And that 12, 13, 14 was great because, that's the age where they can stay at home by themselves. I ain't got to find a babysitter. It's lit. But I have to take a step back and do what's necessary for this season. And in this season, what God told me is that I need to cook. I need to make breakfast and dinner every day. I need to be more hands-on with some of the things around the house that I thought he would be able to maintain. Nope, I have to step in order for him to perform well and to get into his new groove. I have to support during these beginning stages. So I want to challenge all you parents out there. It's a new season. It's a new year. Your child may have took on new activities, new schools, new environment, new age, just some newness. Your child may have been virtual and now they're back face to face. What things do you need to pick up just for the sake of their development, or that are just temporary for you to be able to support them. And sometimes I was thinking this to myself. Sometimes I feel like we expect too much of children. I'll probably do a whole episode on parenting expectations where I'll dive deeper into this. But who told us at a certain age a kid got to do this and that? Each child develops differently. And sometimes we can't even go work an 8-hour shift. And especially for my school teachers, y'all know, we can't work an 8-hour shift and then come home and go to the gym and still get dinner on the table and still handle chores. And it's like, it's the same with children. They're at school for almost 8 hours. They may have sports or classes or things that they're a part of. Then they still got to come home. I only got one, but deal with their siblings, do their chores, take care of their pets. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I'm not saying it's impossible to maintain, but we still have to step in some areas and support them while they're trying to maintain these things. So, like I said, I want to challenge you. What areas do you need to step up in? Although your child knows how to do this thing, although your child knows how to cook, although they know how to clean, although they know how to do their own hair, is it necessary for you to support them right now because a lot of transitions are going on? And step up and do so. Parenting is tough. Y'all know I always say it's a trap. Don't do it. It's a trap. No, but we still have to take ownership over our responsibilities as a parent. And I feel that kids that are self-functioning, it's just a bonus, but it doesn't negate our responsibility to step in and still support them in ways that they need to be supported. So that's all I have for you today. Just short and sweet, little 10-minute talk. And the biggest takeaway is what area do you need to step in? What do you need to evaluate? What do you need to structure? What do you need to plan better on to help your child have a more fluid experience? We are stepping into the second semester of the school year. Grades are closing this week. Give them a fresh start. Give them a fresh start. You take a fresh start. Have a family meeting. Set out that new plan. And don't forget to consult God in that, because He knows. Tough love parenting would have been like, he better step it up and this and that. But literally my spirit was grieved. Like, he's a bit overwhelmed, Laria. You gonna have to let him get in this new groove and then slowly but surely add his responsibilities back to his plate. Or some stuff he may not let me add back. God may say, hey, carry this through high school. And I got to be okay with that. And you just be okay with whatever the Lord show you concerning your child. All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Continue to listen to our episodes. If you have any suggestions, go to our social media at the Parent Trap Pod. Inbox us if you have any questions or any episodes you would like to hear. We got some things planned out this year, and I want to hear from you guys. What areas are you struggling in parenting? What do you need parenting advice on? Or what topics should we discuss? Hope y'all have a great day. And don't forget, parenting, it's a trap. Don't do it.